Hey everybody, Qroo here. In today's short video, I'm stressing short because I just have a lot of things to do today, I'm going to answer a question from one of our viewers who asked how to translate the popular English expressions, what about or how about. Well, we actually use those terms in some different ways in English, so let me cover those first. For example, one way we can use these is to suggest something to someone. How about an ice cream? How about we go to the beach? How about we go out to eat? Another way that we use these expressions is to express concern to someone. I want to go to the beach, but what about the dogs? What about the kids? A third way that we use these expressions in English is to ask for an opinion. How about the Bucks this year? How about this weather? So I'm going to be touching on how to express all three of those meanings today. Before we get started, if you'll do me a favor and just hit that like button, just so you don't forget later, it just really helps me out with that whole YouTube algorithm thing. So we're going to get started with suggestion. How about a hamburger? Meaning, do you want a hamburger? So we're going to be putting this as a question. If you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you know I like to use formulas to teach Spanish because it's easy to remember formulas and apply them later. So the first one I'll be giving you for this is ¿Qué tal? Plus noun. It's the same thing as saying ¿Quieres una hamburguesa? Do you want a hamburger? But I'm kind of just saying, how about? ¿Qué tal una hamburguesa? Another formula we can use for this is ¿Qué te parece? Plus noun. And the ¿Qué te parece? Really means how does it seem to you? Now, this one is for the informal you or the tú form, and that's why we have te in there. ¿Qué te parece una hamburguesa? How does a hamburger seem to you? Or how about a hamburger? And if we want to make this the formal you or usted, we just have to change that te to le. ¿Qué le parece una hamburguesa? ¿Qué le parece una hamburguesa? That's super easy, right? We're just popping in whatever noun we want. So we could ask somebody, hey, how about a trip to Italy? My wife would love it if I came in and asked her that right now. She loves Italy. How about a trip to Italy? ¿Qué tal un viaje a Italia? Or, ¿qué te parece un viaje a Italia? Or if I'm speaking in the formal, the usted, ¿qué le parece un viaje a Italia? So that's how we treat nouns. But what if we want to talk about a certain event or a verb, right? Like, how about we go to the beach? Well, we're going to tweak our formulas ever so slightly, and we're going to be adding the word si. So we're going to have ¿Qué tal si? Which is like, how about if plus the conjugated verb. And I'm stressing the conjugated verb because sometimes we just pop in infinitives, unconjugated verbs. And so I want to differentiate these formulas. You're going to have to conjugate that verb. And of course, the other two formulas are going to change ever so slightly also to ¿Qué te parece si? Plus conjugated verb. If that's the informal, like saying, how does it seem to you if we do this? And the formal usted, we're making one small change. ¿Qué le parece si? Plus conjugated verb. So how about we go to the beach? Could be, ¿Qué tal si vamos a la playa? Or, ¿Qué te parece si vamos a la playa? Or, ¿Qué le parece si vamos a la playa? Personally, I really like the ¿Qué tal si? It's nice and short. I never have to tweak it if it's between, you know, usted and tú. I always go the easy route. So for me, I would say, ¿Qué tal si vamos a la playa? I don't have a lot of examples for you to work through today. I'm a little pressed on time, but here's one if you want to take a stab at it. How about we sell all of our belongings and move to Mexico? How about we sell all of our belongings and move to Mexico? Pause the video if you need to, because I'm going to move on. Ready? ¿Qué tal si vendemos todas nuestras pertenencias y nos mudamos a México? That's exactly what I asked my wife around 2014, and we moved to Mexico in 2015. Now let's go through that with our other constructions, first in the informal. ¿Qué te parece si vendemos todas nuestras pertenencias y nos mudamos a México? And in the formal, ¿Qué le parece si vendemos todas nuestras pertenencias y nos mudamos a México? Now, when I've been using this particular construction in the lesson, you may have noticed in some of the examples that a usted is in parentheses. All that means is that you can insert that into the statement if you want to, and this would become ¿Qué le parece a usted si vendemos todas nuestras pertenencias y nos mudamos a México? As I said, I just prefer ¿Qué tal? Plus noun or ¿Qué tal si? Plus the verb. It's just easier. Nice short thing for your little formula list, right? Now we're going to move on to concern. I want to go to the beach, but what about the dogs? Well, the first part of that sentence is pretty easy, right? Quiero ir a la playa, pero I want to go to the beach, but what about the dogs? An easy formula for this one is ¿Qué pasa con? Plus the noun, whatever it is. Quiero ir a la playa, Pero ¿qué pasa con los perros? But what happens with the kids? Pero ¿qué pasa con los niños? What happens with grandma? Pero ¿qué pasa con la abuela? There are other ways to express that. For example, you could say something like, quiero ir a la playa. ¿Y los perros qué? And the dogs what? Or, ¿qué de los perros? ¿Y qué de los niños? And what about the kids? So as you can see, there's a few different ways to say that, but if you want to try to limit what's on your list of like little formulas to remember, I would stick with ¿qué pasa con? Quiero ir a la playa, pero ¿qué pasa con los niños? And the third way that we tend to use how about or how come in English is to try to elicit some kind of an opinion from someone else. How about those Mets this year? How about this weather? Well, we have two different formulas to do that, and I'm going to give them to you first in the informal or to form. And the first one is, ¿qué piensas de plus noun? What do you think about whatever? And the next one is, ¿qué opinas de plus noun? What is your opinion about something? These two formulas are pretty much interchangeable. I could ask somebody, ¿qué piensas de los Mets? What do you think of the Mets? Or, ¿qué opinas de los Mets? What is your opinion about the Mets? It means pretty much the same thing. So in English, you might say something like, how about that game? Meaning, what do you think of the game? Again, we fall back into our formulas. ¿Qué piensas del partido? Or, ¿qué opinas del partido? And to change those formulas into the formal or usted form, we're just going to drop the S. And if it's very clear that we mean, what is your opinion and what do you think about it, you can leave usted out. ¿Qué piensa del partido? What do you think of the game? ¿Qué opina del partido? Or you can put usted in. It's going to come after the verb. ¿Qué piensa usted del partido? Well, there you have it. Now you have some different ways to translate how about and what about into Spanish, depending what the person is really saying. Are they suggesting something? Are they showing concern? Or are they trying to elicit some kind of an opinion? Well, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Hasta luego.